70 years ago, Russell Conwell first founded Temple University. It is true that Temple stands today upon acres of diamonds, for it was Russell Conwell's speech, Acres of Diamonds, which he gave many thousands of times, that helped build Temple great. You, the present graduating class of this great university, can be proud of Temple's past and even more of its future. September means that fall is near. To some people, it means that the baseball season is coming to an end. To others, it means a trip in the country to observe the beauty of autumn. But to those of us at Temple University, and to those at the many colleges and universities throughout the country, it means the purchase of books, the long lines at registration, the return to the classrooms, and the renewal of many friends, of a new life. The first glimpse of this new career for many freshmen is their weekend at freshman camp, held annually at Camp Hilltop. There, freshmen get their first introduction to Temple University's spirit and their new life at Temple. Fight, Temple, fight on, fight with all your... Homecoming 1957 presented many unique events, to say the least, to the Temple community. To touch upon the brighter side first, the Saturday of homecoming produced the university's first homecoming football victory since 1952. Of course, in all fairness to the record, we must admit that it was Temple's only victory of the entire season. The Owls beat Lafayette 13-6 before a chilled gathering of some 5,000 spectators at Temple Stadium. Temple's homecoming queen was lovely Miss Gladys Christman, who reigned during the festivities. The Christmas season was observed by Temple students with the annual Yuletide banquet, White Supper. The glee clubs provided their usual fine presentation of Christmas music after the supper, but a significant display of Yule spirit was prevalent as the entire group in attendance at the dinner joined a spirited singing of Christmas carols. It was also at this time of year that the Temple's basketball team gained national recognition early in the season as it won the Holiday Invitational Basketball Tournament at Madison Square Garden. To accomplish this, the Owls defeated Pittsburgh, Seattle, and California. We love the halls of ivy. Recognition Day in February brought Charles Van Doren as guest speaker to the university. Students recognized at this convocation were Llewellyn D'Angelo and Larry Mazur for service, Connie Brady Whitcraft and Guy Rogers for athletic achievement, and Lee Azul and Leonard Podolin for scholarship. The next voice you'll hear is that of Dr. Lloyd Bohn, chairman of the physics department.
About a year and a half ago, we started work on the Vanguard. However, 80 days before the Explorer went up, we received word that we could put instruments into the Explorer. As a matter of fact, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory at Caltech had only 80 days in which to get it ready. The Explorer, as you know, went up on January 31st. I've often been asked, how do we compare with Russia? Well, so far as rockets are concerned, we are certainly behind the Russians. Overall, I would say we're fairly close, probably. However, unless we increase our educational efforts, we will fall behind the Russians very rapidly. We should now prepare for the 21st century, and this is a long-range project.
We will recall that this was the year of space satellites. Remember Sputnik, Mutnik, Vanguard, and the Explorer? Well, Dr. Bohn was one of the leading American scientists to contribute to this country's progress in the International Geophysical Year. The graduating class of 1958 can be proud to be associated with a man such as Dr. Bohn. This resume of the year's top offerings could not proceed without another mention of the NCAA tournament, along with 23 of the nation's best. The high-flying Owls brought home third-place honors to Philadelphia to conclude the most successful season in the history of Temple basketball. In some way, each of you made a definite contribution to your class of 1958. Some were singled out for individual honors. 21 of you were chosen as outstanding seniors. One of you was just as popular in the classroom, in the cafeteria, and generally around campus as you were at home, and we referred to...
In high school, my high school coach, Mr. Ike Woolley, and an independent coach, Bobby Cackleries, took me out when they had the time, their spare time, and worked with me. I don't know what they saw, but they sure helped me out a lot. Here in college, I owe a lot to my coach, Mr. Harry Litwack, Mr. Cody, our athletic director, and all of my teammates. For without them, I feel that I am nothing. As far as my making All-American, that is also an award for them. They could only give it to one player, and I was the lucky one to get it. But they are All-Americans also.
The All-University Carnival's theme this year, Future Fantasy, brought a tremendous response from its participating organizations and one just as great from the thousands who witnessed the event. The Carnival Queen was Mary Jane Caesar of the Pharmacy School. For the first time in its history, Delta Sigma Theta was champion of the sorority division.